Hey everyone, so today I'm going to take you through some of the lower body training that I've been doing while I'm pregnant. Those of you that don't know, I'm 36 weeks pregnant, technically like 36 and a half weeks. So some of the leg stuff that I've been doing to keep my strength up as much as I can. So in a couple more weeks after I have the baby, when I can really get back to training, hopefully I'll be able to adapt and get back into powerlifting and CrossFit competitions somewhat soon, but we'll see how well my body does after that. So for now, just trying to maintain as much strength as I can and go from there. So I normally start my workouts out with about 5 to 10 minutes of some kind of cardio. Since I'm getting close to the end of my pregnancy, I normally keep it to bike or walking on the treadmill at an incline because I don't want to do anything that's too bouncy or jarring on my stomach. I also don't want to get my heart rate too high, so I keep it just at a moderate pace because the goal is really to just get your heart rate up slightly, get your blood pumping, and get your body warm so it's ready for the exercises that you're about to do. So I got pregnant in January of this year, but in December I had surgery on both of my hips, so I really have to take my time with my warm-up and make sure my hips feel warm and ready to go and nothing feels tight or out of place, which has been pretty hard throughout being pregnant because everything kind of loosens up. So I don't really do anything too heavy anymore because my hips just feel not right. They just kind of feel like loose and out of place. So I kind of just try to strengthen them and build back that inner strength. So when eventually I do get back to lifting heavy, they'll feel more secure and stable and not really so like all over the place, which is kind of how they feel now, which is a super weird feeling, but hopefully they'll get back to normal afterwards. For these, I picked a moderate resistance band, not too easy, not too hard, and I did 3 sets of the forward walks, 3 sets of the backward walks, and 3 sets of the side walks to each side. And after that, my hips and my glutes were feeling pretty activated and ready to start lifting. And then I moved into just a couple stretches to get my hips ready to go so I can get down into a good squat position. These are honestly starting to get a little hard, just being able to stand with my legs straight and bend over. My belly gets a little bit in the way now, so hopefully my stomach doesn't get too much bigger in the last 3 weeks because it's starting to get in the way of doing things. So these are actually an exercise that my chiropractor had given me right before I got pregnant because I was having some lower back instability and pain when I lifted heavy. So if you watch really, really closely, I squeeze the foam roller with my legs and brace my lower core. Chiropractor described it as like doing a Kegel every time, so it kind of works perfectly with being pregnant and strengthening my pelvic wall and everything. So you clench your legs together and squeeze on the foam roller while contracting those lower abdominal muscles. And then while keeping those abdominal muscles tight, you take your legs away from the foam roller, stand up, sit back down, and then you can finally relax those inner lower abdominal muscles. And it's actually way harder than it looks because it looks like I'm not really doing anything, but it's pretty hard. Then I moved into 4 sets of 10 reps with the barbell back squat. I did just the bar because I can't really load very much weight on my body because my core is obviously stretching out to build a little human, so it can't really brace very much weight. But I still like to do these just so when I do get back into squatting heavy after the baby, my body is still familiar with the movement and it doesn't feel foreign to me. And then I moved into some good old-fashioned leg extensions. These I like to do a little bit heavier since it's not loading any weight onto my core. I can push it a little bit harder. So I think I went up to about 80 or 90 pounds, and I did 4 sets of 10 reps. And just want to make sure you're controlling the weight, not going too fast, kind of keeping it a little bit slower on the way down. And wow, I just realized that this angle makes me look gigantic. So that's enough of this angle, and we're going to cut to the next exercise. And now some dumbbell squats with my heels elevated. I think I was using a 25 for these, and I did 4 sets of 10. Since this is loading weight onto my core, I didn't want to go too heavy, so that's why I just kept it pretty light and the reps not too high, because I wanted to make sure I was able to keep my heart rate low. For 2 of the 4 sets, I tried to keep my feet as narrow as I could to try to target my quads a little bit more, but with my stomach being in the way, I could only go so narrow, but I did the best that I could with that, and I definitely felt it in my quads. Then to target my hamstrings, I did 5 sets of 15 dumbbell deadlifts. These I did a little bit heavier. I did 35 pounds because it still felt okay to brace that amount of weight. Didn't feel like it was getting too heavy yet, so that was fine there. I just wanted to make sure to keep my feet fairly wide because my stomach was obviously going to get in the way. So a little bit outside of my hip width, and just keeping my back nice and tight and flat, and moving fairly slowly through the movement so I don't let my core get too loose or let my hips shift from side to side. And the last exercise that I did was box step-ups. I did 4 sets of 10 on each leg. For these, you just want to focus on driving through that leg that is up on the box and trying not to really push off of the foot that's on the floor. And you want to make sure you're keeping your hips and your whole body nice and straight, and just because your foot is up on the box, you're not letting your body get too crooked or out of line. Alright guys, so as you saw, we did legs today. I got 25 more days of being pregnant, hopefully, as long as this little guy comes on his due date. And then I can slowly start to get back to training and lifting heavy so I can hopefully compete soon, because these kind of workouts have been a little bit boring for me, and I would like to get back to CrossFit and powerlifting and just lifting heavy in general. So yeah, just gonna eat some yogurt and granola with apples, and then do some stretching because my old lady hips hurt a lot, and then just get ready for bed. So as you guys saw, I did a voiceover for all of my exercises to kind of explain everything that I was doing. So my next video, I think I'm going to try to get to the gym a little bit earlier when no one's there, so I can leave the music off and talk to you guys throughout my exercises. And you guys can kind of let me know which one you like better, and then we'll go from there, because I feel like voiceover might be a little bit boring, but maybe not, because then I can kind of like take my time to explain what I'm doing more. I don't know. You guys can let me know. So if you guys haven't yet, just like and subscribe this video. It would really help me out, and I hope you guys watch the next one.